Hi, it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec. Today I'm going to share with you my July 2019 How to Kill a Kit with Style kit. And that's the kit I put together with material that's been in my stash for way too long and that no longer inspires me. What I do is I add some new stuff to this old material in an attempt to breathe new life into these old products. Now in July, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack some old studio calico material. At one point, I bought a whole bunch of kits for $10 each, and I used a lot of it. But what was left over, I ended up separating. I put all of the paper from kits from 2016, 17, and 18 in this zippered pouch. And the decorations, I put them in this box, so they're all mixed up. The letters that were in the kit, as well as the enamel dots, I ended up putting them in with my regular stash. So guess what? I never ever looked at it again. So now what I'm going to do is try to create a little small kit with some of this material. So I needed an inspiration piece, and I went through the paper and I found a piece of paper that I liked that had lots of colors. That way I could start a color scheme. So I found this striped paper, and I also had another strip of it as well. I also found this other border piece of paper. That's kind of a craft color with small pink flowers on it, and that coordinates as well. So I'm going to throw that into the kit. And I had two of these blue papers. Now, honestly, I think it was sold with that striped paper. The blue is a perfect match, but I never really knew what to do with that paper. That celestial print kind of threw me off. And the pink side, it doesn't really do it for me either. However, they match the striped paper perfectly well, so I told myself I could use that paper in small amounts or as frames for pages, for photo mats, stuff like that. Anyway, I threw it in. Then I picked this yellow piece of paper, which does match the stripes, and the flip side is a really nice grid, and that should be very usable as well. So I put that in the kit. And then the next two pages, well, I find them beautiful, but honestly, I always found them intimidating. I never knew what to do with them. They look like a pretty handkerchief or something. It's like I never wanted to cut into them. Anyway, I'm throwing both of these papers into the kit, hoping to use them this month. And the flip side is a grid paper. It's boring, but it's usable. So who knows? Maybe I'll use the floral side, or maybe it'll be the grid side. And finally, I threw in two more pieces of paper, and it's these identical diagonal prints. Again, they're nice. I never quite knew what to do with them. I could always cut into the yellow or cut into the pink. The flip side, there are little umbrellas, and that's really not my style, but who knows what I'll do with them. So I end up here with 8 pieces of paper and then 2 border strips. I don't want to make this too big because it is July, it is summer, and I don't scrapbook as much in the summer as I do in the winter. I also went through my cardstock and I looked for some coordinating cardstock. Now I'm putting in that white and that crumb cake color. It's kind of a craft color paper. I'll probably use a fair amount of those colors, and I can always go into my stash and get more of them. But I also found some other colored cardstock that I'll show you here in a minute. I found 2 colors of blue as well as a yellow. Again, I have a bit of that in my stash, bits and pieces of it, but not much. What I mostly have are neutrals in my stash. Anyway, at least the decision's made. At least I found some colors that coordinate with my kit. Now what I'm going to do, or what I did actually off camera, is I selected some letters, some alphabets for my kit. And basically I went with all neutrals. I found this kit here, which is, I think, by Dear Lizzie. It says there by Dear Lizzie, but it could be in the wrong packaging. It's highly possible. Anyway, it's kind of cork letters, and these gold scripty letters are from the hip kit. There's hardly any left, but I might get a title out of it. So I decided to add another full pack in, and that's another set of thickers. Actually, I just received those in a hip kit grab bag, but again, they're very neutral, so I think they work with the paper I've selected. I also threw in some of those journaling cards. That's just Project Life grid paper. It's very useful. And now I'm going to get some decorations out. So the first thing I did for decorations is I went into that box where I had the decorations from Studio Calico. They're all mixed up. And the first two sets I'm showing you, these die cuts here, as well as the stickers, they clearly came with that kit with the handkerchief paper because the same motif is found in the decorations. I also found these chipboard circles. I have no idea what kit they came in, but the pinks and the yellows and the blues do kind of match. And these are these little tabs. They're actually super cute. Some say love this and good idea and stuff like that. And most of the colors in that coordinate. So I'm going to throw that in the kit as well. I find it's a good idea, if possible, to find decorations from the same manufacturer, because even if they don't come from the very same kit, often the colors, the die lots and all of that are the same when it's done by the same manufacturer. That's why it's easier to actually match. Anyway, the last thing I picked from Studio Calico were these acetate pieces here, and honestly, they've been in my stash for really a long time, and I have no idea what to do with them, but I find them super cute, and I found that the colors match, so I'm throwing them in anyway. I guess it's a little bit of a challenge for me. Who knows? They'll probably be there at the end of the month as well. I find I don't have quite enough decorations here. I find I have a lot of still too small decorations, so I did go into my other stash looking for some larger decorations. And what I came up with was a sticker sheet by Dear Lizzie. Now, I know that all of these aren't going to go. There's a lot of dark blue and dark pink, and that's not going to work. But there is a lot of pale aqua as well, with some yellow as well as some paler pinks. So if I can use a third of that sticker sheet, I'll be really happy. I also found these puffy hearts by Amy Tangerine, and 3 of the 4 colors match this kit, so I threw that in as well. I'm also throwing in a piece of flair, even though I never use it, for good measure. That has a little typewriter on it, and that's a little charm, flower charm, and that came from a past Freckled Fawn kit. If you've watched my videos in the past where I build kits, I usually throw in some tools just to motivate me to use something that I've either never used before or I haven't used in a long time. So this month I'm throwing in 2 stamp kits. One of them is brand new actually. It's from the Paige Evans Horizon collection. That's with the globes there. But I do want to play around with that. That's why I threw it in. And the other one with spring and new and all that, that came from a Scrapbooking Cards Today kit that I haven't really used. I just used one of the stamps. So that's my kit for the month of July 2019. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you to dig into your scrappy stash as well. Don't forget to check out the videos at the end of the month where I share the projects I make with this kit. And don't forget, there's a whole bunch of YouTubers out there doing the very same thing as me, and I put links to all of their channels below. They are full of inspiration, so check them out. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.